Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Kiki and it is time to make crafting fun. DIY number 1, and we're gonna make a beautiful swag using these 2 Christmas trees that I put together. Just wrapping them around and some white chalk paint. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flock my Christmas trees. These are the ones that you can get at Dollar Tree. And what I'm doing is I'm just going all around with my flocking or white paint, and I'm gonna go all around it, painting most of it like this. Then I'm gonna let it dry. Then I'm gonna take this beautiful picks I got from a local dollar kind of store, and what I'm doing is I'm just separating them like this. You can get this at Dollar Tree or different stores. You can find them almost anywhere. What I'm doing is I'm just placing this on top of my Christmas trees. What I removed were the 2 candy canes. I'm gonna remove that excess, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place those candy canes a little bit later onto my swag. But then I'm gonna take this mesh that I got at a local dollar store again. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap it all around my swag just like this, just to add a little bit something similar like my garland. Then I'm gonna take the pick like this, and I'm gonna add a little bit of hot glue so I can glue that to my swag, just like that. After I finish with that, I'm gonna let this glue set because we need it really nicely glued. And as you can see, I'm playing around with my candy canes, but don't worry, I won't let them there. Now I'm gonna take some candy canes to cover that middle part on my swag, and I decided to use the green and red ones like this. And what I'm doing is I'm just gluing them like this to cover that white part that we have showing from the pick. After I do that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a beautiful bow, and here you can see the ribbons that I'm using. What I did is I cut 20-inch pieces, and what I'm doing is I'm just dovetailing them. Something like that. I'm cutting the ends in a dovetail. And then after I do that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap them like this to make a funky bow. And as you can see, I'm using 2 different ribbons, and because of that, what I'm doing is I'm going one way, the other way, and then the same way, and then the other way, so we can have loops of different colors on each side. If not, we will have one side that has the stripes and the other one will be red. And as you can see, I continue adding those loops over there to my bow until I have finished with all of them. After I finish with that, I'm gonna take my pipe cleaner and I'm gonna tie it really well just like this. And then we're gonna start fluffing. I just love fluffing my bows because if not, they don't look cute. So we're gonna give it a good fluff, 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 and placing those tails to the back of our bow. We're gonna fluff it and just take those tails, twist the ones that aren't cute, lead them to the back or lead them to the back, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start decorating it after I finish fluffing and placing all of my tails where they should be. Because we have one-sided ribbon, that stripy one is one-sided, so we need to show the nice part of those tails. Then we're gonna take this beautiful gingerbread kitchen chef and we're gonna glue it in the middle just like this with a lot of hot glue like that. Then we're gonna hold it really well until that glue sets again, because we don't want it just to become undone. Then we're gonna take our bow, and using the pipe cleaner, we're gonna tie that bow to our swag just like that. And after that, we will have the most beautiful swag. And here you can see it, and it is looking beautiful. And look at those candy canes. I told you I placed them somewhere different, and they are looking so cute. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this one, because yeah, I love it. This is part of the Winter DIY Challenge hosted by Heidi from Heidi's Sonboul DIY, and in the description box down below you'll find the link to the playlist and also to Heidi's channel, so you can go and check out what everyone else created, and also go and check her out because she's awesome and super talented. DIY number 2, and we're gonna make a beautiful kitchen cordon. And for that, I'm using this one that my mom made me, and this beautiful decal that I got from Creative Fabrica. And in the description box down below, you're gonna find the link for them, so you can go and check them out because you'll find lots of beautiful things there. Also, I'm gonna use chestnut from Apple Barrel and some sponges, and some parchment paper. Now let's jump into this one because we're going to take some of that parchment paper and we're going to place it in between our 2 pieces of fabric like this. Find the opening, add that piece of parchment paper just to make sure that your paint doesn't bleed to the back part. And then we're going to take our beautiful gingerbread man and we're going to transfer to our cording. And for that, I'm just using some transfer tape. Then I'm gonna remove it, and then I'm gonna place it really well to my cording so we can make a beautiful gingerbread man. And as I told you, you will find in the description box down below the link to Creative Fabrica, so you can go and check everything that they have over there. They are awesome, and I love all of their images. And also you will find the link to my Amazon front store, so you can go and check out the Apple Barrel and all of the beautiful products from Plaid. Now what I'm doing is I'm removing my transfer tape just like this, really easy, like that. And after that, I'm going to take my chestnut paint, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sponge that to my gingerbread man. And for that, I took a little bit, and then I started just sponging it just like this, covering everything. We're going to go all around our gingerbread man because this one doesn't have any details. So it's going to be a chestnut and white one. So I'm gonna go all around painting it like that. Take your time, make sure that you paint it really well because you don't want a Dalmatian kind of gingerbread man. So go around, make sure you painted everything, covered it completely and really well, and then when you finish, you're ready to remove that beautiful decal or stencil. And for that, I'm just going around removing everything, all the excess, just like this. And as you can see, I removed everything from it, and this is the cutest thing ever. Look at that, so cute. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make sure that I'm using this center, and for that I'm using my gingerbread man to know where my center is. And then I'm gonna take this decal, and you will see what I made here. This is not a decal, this is a stencil. And what I made is a peppermint patty. I think that's a name for that one. A candy. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna transfer my stencil using transfer tape just like this. And that I will add it to my cordon just like that. Then I'm gonna take a beautiful red color. Let me remove this transfer tape so you can see the beautiful red that we are using for this one. This is just beautiful. And I'm gonna use this red that you will see here to paint it. And this is full card real red, I think that's the name. And what I'm gonna do is the same thing we did for our gingerbread man. We're gonna go all around painting it, making sure that we're covering those lines in between like that. That's why you see me cover everything, because that has a line, an outline. And you will see how that looks right now. When we remove that transfer, or I'm saying transfer, that stencil. And here you can see that beautiful line. And here you have it. Here is my beautiful cordon. Let me know what you think about this one because it looks beautiful on my kitchen. But I want to know what you think. That garland I made last year and it looks perfect with it. DIY number 3, and we're gonna make a beautiful jar. And for that I'm using white paint, and I'm gonna paint my jar with that white paint all over, going all around except for the lid, the border, and the outside. Well, we're just painting the jar part. Now I'm gonna take black paint and I'm gonna paint the borders just like this, and you will see why I didn't paint the outside border in a minute. After we finish with that, we're gonna take the beautiful red that we just used, and we're gonna go all around that border and that's why I didn't paint it before. And now that we have our border, we're gonna take some gunmetal and we're gonna paint the lid of our jar. Then we're gonna let this dry really well. Take your time because I didn't, and you will see what happened. But we're gonna let it dry so we can transfer our decal, and this one is a decal from Creative Fabrica. And what I'm doing is I'm just weeding it out so I can transfer it to my beautiful jar. And after I finish with that, I'm gonna add some transfer tape so we can transfer this beauty to the jar, and you will see what we're gonna make with this beautiful jar. Let me just remove the excess like this, just like that, going all around, removing everything. Now I added my transfer tape, and now we're gonna add our beautiful decal to our jar. And for that, I'm gonna remove the backing so I can take my transfer tape to my jar, just like this, and I'm gonna transfer that, remove the transfer tape. Yeah, I have said transfer too many times. Struggle a little bit because my paint was wet. And after I remove that transfer tape, we're gonna start decorating this cutie. But the struggle is real with this one. So I'm taking my time. And now that you can see that if the decal is there and I finished with that, we're gonna start the decorating process. And for that, I'm using this beautiful gingerbread man that I got from Dollar Tree. My beautiful friend Sandra sent them to me. And some of that chestnut paint. We're gonna paint them with that paint like that. Cover them completely. Then we're gonna make them cute. And for that, I'm gonna use some white paint, green, and red paint. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make them cute faces just with a paintbrush. Really easy, just like this. 2 eyes, a mouth, and the springy thingies that they have on their hands and feet. Like this, those swirly, springy thingies. We do that, and then we're gonna make the buttons of their shirt. That's not a shirt. Of their chest. 2 of them are red and 1 green in the middle, just like this. Then we're gonna take all of them that are decorated and we're gonna start adding them to our jar because we're making a gingerbread man jar. And what I'm doing is I'm just gluing them like this. Now I'm gonna glue the ones on the top, and then we're gonna make a beautiful bow to decorate the top part. Let me just add this. And here you can see the bow. And I'm gonna take some of this greenery and add it over here just by gluing it like this. Then I'm gonna add my beautiful bow to the corner like that. Then I'm gonna fluff it, make sure it is cute, and add one of these berries from Dollar Tree. And it is looking so cute. Here you can see it, and let me tell you, this one is one of my favorites. It looks so cute. But I want to know what you think about this one because, yeah, you can see I'm biased. If you like modern farmhouse boho decor and lots of silly jokes, that's what I do here. So subscribe and click on the bell so you can get notified every time I upload a new video. Also, hit the thumbs up if you like this one and share this video with a friend because that really helps to support my channel. Here's my social media. Go and check me out. DIY number 4, and we're gonna make a ladder, and for that I'm using this dowels. You can use a plunger, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make holes on those bigger dowels so I can fit the smaller ones in between. What I'm doing is I'm just marking the spot that I'm gonna make my holes with my drill like this. And for that I'm using a pen, and then I'm gonna take those bigger dowels and I'm gonna start making the holes like this with my drill. You don't have to go all the way to the other side. You can just make a little hole so you can stick that smaller dowel there. And I'm gonna do this to both of my dowels so we can assemble our beautiful ladder. And after I do that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna repeat that to the other one, and then I'm gonna take some sandpaper and sand all the corners of my dowels. All of them, the 4 of them, we're gonna sand them. And after we finish with that sanding, we're gonna start assembling it. And for that, I'm gonna use some paint. Well, let's just paint it first. I'm gonna paint those 2 smaller dowels in the red, crimson, white Waverly chalk paint. Oh, that was a mouthful. And the bigger ones with white Waverly chalk paint. We're just gonna paint those ones in white, let them dry, and then we're gonna take the smaller ones and paint them in that beautiful red. And also let them dry. After we let everything dry really well, remember, I don't do that, but I did for this one. We're gonna take the bigger dowels and some tape, and we're gonna start making a spiral with that tape. Just let me make sure that we have them. And now what I'm gonna do a spiral with that tape so we can have the candy cane look on those bigger dowels. I'm gonna wrap this like that, and then I'm gonna wrap the other one. Then I'm gonna take the crimson red and I'm gonna start painting that like this. We're gonna go all around making sure that we paint every single thing. Don't worry if your tape is good. You won't have any bleeding. If not, add Mod Podge first, let it dry, and then add your red paint. We're gonna continue just doing this like that until we have finished, and then we're gonna remove that tape and we will see a beautiful design. Let me go around with this one just like that. Rolling it around, removing that tape, and let me show you. This is so cute. Here you can see it, and now I'm gonna color correct everything that just got peeled or got a little bit of bleeding. Then I'm gonna repeat that to the other dowel, and that will be it. Now we have everything painted, and I'm gonna start adding a little bit of hot glue on those holes, adding my dowels just like this, and then I'm gonna add the other dowel, this one, and I'm just gonna add it to the other side just like that. And we will have a beautiful ladder. Let me show you. And here you can see it decorated, and it is looking so cute. But let me know what you think about this one, because this is another one of my favorites. If you want to buy me some crafting supplies, you will find this link in the description box down below. You don't have to do that. You can support your favorite creator by watching, sharing, and liking their videos. But if you want to buy me crafting supplies, this link, you will find it in the description box down below, and you will get a shout out in my channel. DIY number 5, or our last DIY, and I'm gonna make a beautiful centerpiece, and for that I'm using my Sola wood flowers. You will also find the link for them in my description below. I'm gonna take some red paint and 2 buckets of water, red and white paint. I'm gonna add white to one and red to the other one. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just stir them really well so that paint gets mixed with the water. And then I'm gonna take my flowers and I'm gonna start dipping them into the red paint. Water down. And I'm gonna do the same with all of them, and I'm also gonna dip them on the white paint just to make sure that they are a little bit whiter than they look, because that creamy color won't make it with my gingerbread theme. As you can see, they look a little bit whiter. And what I'm gonna do after I dip them in that white, I'm gonna just paint the ends of the flowers or the tips of the petals, and look at that. They are looking so cute. Those are my candy cane flowers. And I'm gonna continue doing this, just painting the tips for ones, and others I'm gonna paint them in the red color. I'm gonna do that with all of my flowers to make sure that I have beautiful set of red and candy cane flowers. And as you can see, I dipped the ones in white, and then I'm dipping them in the red color like that. Just a little bit so they look cute and with that candy cane theme. Then I'm gonna do the same with the white ones like that, and you will see that they have lighter tips. And here you can see all of them together, and this is how they turned out, and they are so beautiful. Now I'm gonna remove them, and I'm gonna use this base that I got from the Sola wood website. And I'm gonna start adding my flowers just like this, going around. Don't worry about this. You make it as you like it. You don't have to do the same thing I did. Floral arrangements are what you want, where you want them. So go around, add them where you want them, make that look beautiful, and make yourself proud of it. So go around, add your flowers, completely all of them here. And then we're gonna move on to adding some greenery to cover those empty spaces. I'm just finishing up with my flowers, adding all of them, and as you can see, those candy cane ones look so beautiful. But I'm going to continue adding them like that. Then I'm going to take this greenery from Walmart and I'm going to start adding it like this around my arrangement just to cover the bare spaces and to make it look more Christmassy. I'm going to continue doing this with this greenery until I have finished with that one. And then I'm going to take another piece of greenery from Walmart and I'm also going to add that one to the front, the sides, and all the spaces that it's needed, because we don't want empty spaces. Now what I'm doing is I'm just taking that other greenery peak that it has some berries and I'm just adding them like this around my arrangement, and look at that, it's looking so Christmassy beautiful. I'm gonna add it over here and I'm gonna add some of that on the side like that. Then I'm gonna take some of that and just place it on the bottom of the arrangement so we have some greenery coming out in the bottom. And I'm gonna do that on the front also, just like this. Then I'm gonna take more of that greenery that we added, the last one, the less fluffy one. And I'm gonna add 2 pieces on the front. Then I'm gonna take another pick of this beautiful candy cane thingies and I'm gonna add them to my arrangement. Just 2 to the sides, 1 in the middle, and that will be it. Now let me show you this beautiful arrangement. And here you can see it, and it is looking so beautiful. Those candy cane flowers are my favorite. You cannot just appreciate them here because, yeah, lighting is not perfect. And here you can see all of them together once more. And just let me tell you, I just love all of them. Yeah, I know I said it, but I'm so in love with all of them. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And remember that if you like it, hit the thumbs up. If you love it, subscribe so you can keep on watching these type of videos. Take care, my beautiful friends. Bye-bye.